Welcome to the Platinum Curve Stairlift Routine Servicing and Maintenance training video. This video has been produced by Platinum Stairlifts to help show you how to service and maintain a Platinum stairlift correctly. Throughout the video, we will show you how to routinely check any issues with regard to the diagnostic display, such as safety edges, end stops, the safety circuit, dealing with a low battery, along with diagnostic displays that may indicate off charge, seat swivel, as well as a lost position display or brake issues. We will also provide you with valuable information regarding any other potential maintenance issues, such as no diagnostic display, issues with a power swivel or powered footrest, as well as any issues regarding the wall controls, programming, or the diagnostic LEDs. Additionally, during this video, we will give you a series of handy tips that will not only make any maintenance requirements easier for you, they will also help to reduce time on site during any potential call-outs. Chapter 1. Diagnostic Display Check. During this chapter, we will be looking at all the aspects regarding the diagnostic display. Sometimes the display can indicate various fault words that will help to identify any issues and help to direct you to the potential cause. Safety edges. Should the diagnostic display indicate this, it may be due to a safety edge being activated in a direction of travel. Therefore, it is advisable to check the following. Check that all of the footrests, top skate and side cover switches are working correctly. Also check that both the rail and staircase are clear of any obstructions. Next, check that all of the safety edges are free from movement. Listen for an audible click as each side's safety edge is pressed and activated. This is the sound of the switches operating. Then remove all the covers and check the continuity of each of the switches. Finally, check the loom for any signs of damage or wear and that the connections to the PCB are working correctly. End stops. If the diagnostic display shows an end stop message, this may be due to the following reason. An end stop has been activated in a direction of travel. Therefore, please check all of the following. Check the bottom skate metal cover, both left and right, and also that both the rail and staircase are clear of any obstructions. Then, check that the paddle is free of movement and is not in contact with the lever switch. Listen for an audible click when activating the paddle. Remove the bottom skate cover and check the continuity of the switch. Check the loom for any signs of damage or wear and that the connections to the PCB are working correctly. Handy tip. The circuits of the safety edge and the end stops can easily be linked out using a piece of wire to bridge across the two appropriate wires, located on the green plugs within the main PCB. Using your wiring diagram, link out the required circuit. This will immediately rule out whether the fault is being caused by the loom or the PCB. The safety circuit. Should the diagnostic display indicate the safety circuit message, one of the final limit switches has been activated. In order to rectify this, you must check the following. Check that the key switch is in the on position. If the key cannot be removed, the key is on. Check that the chair is swiveling back into the original position and that the swivel levers are fully up. Also, check that the chair is not overrun onto its charge ramp. If so, simply hand-wind the carriage back to rectify this. Finally, check that the OSG has not activated. Try to hand-wind the carriage down. If the lift will not move, the safety gear is in operation. Low battery. If this is indicated in the diagnostic display, then the battery voltage is too low for operation. To check any issues with this, you must carry out the following procedures. Check that the charger is plugged in and switched on at the main socket. Remove the side cover and test the battery voltage. Under load, the battery voltage should not drop below 21 volts. Look for any other reasons why the battery voltage is low, for example, improper use, a poor charge connection, etc. Off charge. Should this be displayed on the diagnostic, the battery is currently not charging its batteries correctly. Carry out the following procedures in order to check this. Is the lift situated on either one of its charging points? Check that the power supply to the battery charger is present. Check the voltage at both charge points when the carriage is parked and also when it is not. Finally, check that the charge voltage is present via the white charge connector on the main PCB. Handy tip. Check that the fault is not an earth fault by earthing the carriage. This can be done by holding a stripped back piece of wire against the teeth of the track and the cog of the carriage. Seat swivel on the powered swivel only. If seat swivel is indicated in the diagnostic display, the lift will not operate due to the fact that the seat may be partially or fully swiveled. To determine this, and if the seat is swiveled round but will not return, please check the following. Check that power swivel is selected in the menu. Check that correct hand is selected in the menu. Finally, check the charge circuit as stated previously. Lost position. If this message is indicated on the diagnostic display, this can be caused by the fact that the lift may have lost its position on the rail. If this message is displayed, you must now carry out the following checks. Move the lift to the bottom of the track. Check that correct hand is displayed in the menu. Check that the encoder is connected correctly. Then, finally, check that the position counter is counting correctly when the lift is travelling. Brake fault. Should this be displayed on the diagnostic, there may be an issue with the brake itself. Please ensure that you carry out the following. Reset the lift. Check all of the connections on the PCB. Turn off the isolator switch and press the hand winder in. An audible click should be heard. Just before the lift moves in normal operation, 2 audible clicks should be heard prior to the movement. Other potential maintenance issues. In this second chapter, we will be identifying any other potential issues that could occur with the lift. This will consist of any issues that will not be highlighted or indicated via the diagnostic display. No diagnostic display. Should you find that the display is not working in any way, please ensure that you check the following. Check that the isolator switch is in the on position. Check that all of the battery connections and also the inline fuse. Check that the data cables both to and from the main PCB are working. Power swivel not working. There are various factors required in order for the power swivel to operate correctly. Should you be experiencing any problems with this, please check all of the following. Position the lift at the top of the track, ensuring that the lift is on charge and that platinum is indicated on the display. Check that all of the data cables are connected. Check that the power swivel PCB connections are all present and correct. Finally, check that the power swivel return switch is set and is operating correctly. Powered footrest not working. If the powered footrest is not functioning correctly, the footrest has no PCB and is hardwired, so firstly check that all of the wiring against the wiring diagrams. After checking this, please also clarify the following. Firstly, check the wiring connections under the seat. Then, check the connections to the main PCB. Check that the motor is connected via the plug connector. Check the switch wiring and also the continuity located on the arm. Finally, check all the wiring and continuity on the footrest assembly located behind the main PCB. Wall controls not working. Should the wall controls not be operating correctly, please check all of the following. Check the batteries in the remote are both 9 volts. Check the radio frequency receiver connections on the main PCB. Check that the buttons on the remote are not stuck or sticking when operating and pressed. Finally, adjust the dip switches in the wall controls and receiver boxes to an alternative setting. Programming. If you're having any difficulty in programming the stairlift, ensure that you've checked all of the following. Check that the correct hand of the lift is selected in the menu. Check that curved mode is selected in the menu. Also, when programming the lift, check that the position counter is registered and working correctly whilst the lift is moving. Should this not be working correctly, check that the encoder is connected properly to the main PCB and is also connected above the motor. We hope that this video has been helpful in identifying all issues that may occur as part of your routine servicing and maintenance checks of your Platinum Curve stairlift.